This to me is a beautifully balanced meal. My 1-pan pesto barramundi basmati and greens.
It's much more green than usual with you, Jack.
Well, I'm vibing green today, right? So I am the embodiment of my recipe. We're going to kick things off by getting a couple of teaspoons of beautiful quality pesto into the pan with the rice, basmati rice, and some water. So if you could pass over that rice, mate.
Of course, okay.
And we just want to bring that flavour into the basmati rice from the pesto.
And this is just washed?
Yeah, so I always wash my basmati rice, any rice, until it's clear.
Yeah.
And then in with the water, about 600 mils. And we're going to bring that to the boil before we add our veggies. But I'll get you to slice up the zucchini. Now, there's a few different veggies. We've got frozen Brussels sprouts.
Do you know what? I think it's the first time I've seen a frozen Brussels sprout. I don't know why, but it just didn't even occur to me. And I love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. Well, I guess you'd often eat them fresh, right?
Yeah.
Whereas for me, getting people to look at the frozen aisle when it comes to veggies and also your fruit is such an easy win for bumping up their nutrition and also saving on cost.
This is so true. It's a very smart way of looking at it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with frozen veggies, especially when they're caught bang in season.
Yeah.
So they're at their absolute premium.
Yeah,
so I love this
very
idea.
Very true. So the rice with the pesto and the water has come to a boil, which is exactly what we want. Then we'll throw in our frozen Brussels sprouts. Of course, use fresh if that's what you want to use. I would say cut the Brussels sprouts in quarters or halves, depending on the size, if they're fresh, because the frozen Brussels sprouts have been par-cooked. So you don't want to be cutting them down and overcooking them.
Yeah, of course.
Raw zucchini here. Probably veggies that people don't necessarily think about putting in a 1-pan either.
No,
But could be lingering in the crisper drawer.
They're always lingering. I've always got that one zucchini, which I can never seem to use.
Well, here you go.
Do you know any other veg that lingers? Beetroot.
Yeah.
I've always got one beetroot.
Yeah, radish.
Oh, no, I eat them.
I pickle them. But I love this meal because you're actually packing in stacks of veggies. You're getting your good quality, slow-burning carbohydrates from your basmati, and you get really good quality protein sources from the barramundi, and they all cook really quickly. So that's what I wanted. The olives have lots of flavour. The pesto has lots of flavour. So we'll give these a stir so they move around the pan and are all evenly dispersed. And then some beautiful barramundi fillets. Great source of protein, really simple way to up your fish intake in the week. And we want that because fish are a great source of iodine, which supports energy and metabolism. So thinking about that when you're choosing fish. And then we create, basically, a steam effect. We just pop the lid on and let it do its thing for about 10 minutes.
Great 1-pan.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get to try it, so you can give me your score out of 10 in 10 minutes. Ten minutes, Dunskies.
I want to see it.
Look at
Oh, look at that. See, the fish is cooked perfectly, Jack.
it. Beautifully cooked fish. It's got a lovely gloss over the top of it.
I can tell when you've done something a lot, because that is perfection.
Thanks, mate. All right, we'll get a few final flourishes on. A little bit of salt. If you could pick a handful of each of the herbs, use whatever you have. I personally think the parsley and basil work beautifully because we've got the pesto in here too. Get some salt. Yeah, look, if I could cook like this every night of the week, I personally would be very happy at home after a big day at work and dealing with a big family.
Yeah.
But to cater to everyone's taste.
Doesn't that suck? There's some nights, honestly, where I'm making 4 different meals. And I'm just like, when did this become my life?
Yeah. So get some pesto on top of your barramundi and then around the pan where you can add a few little extra dots of flavour. And those Brussels sprouts, because they're frozen when they go in, they actually have maintained their green really beautifully. Some fresh lemon. And I just love the fact that you can plonk this directly in the middle of the table. You eat with your eyes and it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old loves to pick out all of the kalamata olives first. She eats all of those and then tucks into the rest of it. But it is a very simple, wholesome family meal.
I was going to say, for me, that's dinner party worthy. Do you know what I mean? On the centre of your table, few glasses of nice white, I'm a happy man.
Yeah, nice. So a handful of each of the herbs, lemon wedges on the side. Mate, we're done. How great is a one pan?
Oh, I love it. And when it looks that good, I would happily eat it every night.
Tuck in.